Hello everyone, today I'm going to be unboxing and reviewing a new flashlight from Nextorch. This is the Nextorch K40. This is one of their smallest flashlights that they have available. It's more marketed as a keychain flashlight. As you can see here, it's a baby flashlight and 700 lumens. Quick interjection, if you're new to my channel, I'd really appreciate if you clicked the like button. It helps my videos get out to more people. And if you want to see some more reviews, make sure you subscribe. It really helps me in my mission to get out some quality reviews and content to everyone. Thank you. It's got an onboard battery. I'm not sure if it's replaceable. I'm going to have a quick look at it. You can see here there's a whole bunch of LEDs. You've got the white LEDs, so just the one at the front, and then you've got a UV, red, and blue light. So this will be pretty cool. I mean, if you needed to check identification, just making sure that it's legitimate, and red and blue lights as well for different purposes. Red light to be used at night if you don't want to impair your night vision. And here it says, do not expose eyes to UV light. Okay, so a little warning. Strobe, 700 lumens. So that's pretty cool. I mean, even to have a little flashlight like this that has strobe and a whole bunch of functions on it. High at 300 lumens, medium 50, low 10 lumens. So it says maximum output 700 lumens, so maybe that's just referring to the strobe mode, and the white light maximum is 300. I'm going to have to open it up and have a look, but 1 hour runtime on 300 lumens, that's pretty decent, and you've got 10 lumens at 9 hours, 15 minutes. For a little flashlight like this, no way it's going to be something that you're using for long distance purposes, but it's something that you have on you, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be more powerful than 99% of any other keychain light that you have on you. So let's have a look. What else does it have? It's got it's got illumination and warning lights, so the blue, red, and blue lights. Maybe they flash as well. Maximum beam distance 78 meters. Pretty decent for a little light. 17 grams, 180 milliamp hour battery. And it's got a hard finish, so maybe the head's metal. The body looks like it's made of PC, so polycarbonate. 73 millimeters in length, 16.5 millimeters head diameter, and also the whole tube of the flashlight. And it's not IPX rated. It looks like it's just for splashes and things like that. But interestingly, there's a 5-year warranty on it. It's pretty good for little keychain light like this. 1 meter drop resistance, and they've also used the FL1 standard, so 300 lumens is at the 30-second mark of having that flashlight on for a decent period of time. So I like that they use the FL1 standard. There's a lot of flashlights you get and you switch them on, it might be rated at 5,000-6,000 lumens, but that could just be on turn on, and then a second or two later they drop down to half the output, which is what I find to be the case with a lot of lights. So let's open this up and have a look. Here's probably the smallest light that I have. This is what you get in the box, and got an instruction manual. You've also got a keychain, little metal keychain, and what do you call these? Clips as well. And you've got the charging cable, of course, USB-C charging, little instruction manual. I really like that you can see into the flashlight as well. It's kind of geeky, but it's cool. Look at that, it's even got a little clip sticking out of your pocket like a pen, and you've got the keychain there that get that to attach on the end and clip it to something. You can see there's some type of Tir lens on there. Not sure what the LED is on this flashlight. I can't open it up as well, but it looks, I'm really not sure what LED this is. And you can see there's a couple of buttons here on it as well. So if I just press that top button, wow, that is really bright for such a little thing. I can feel the heat coming off it on the actual beam itself. So if I click that one, so there's 2 buttons on it, and I'm pretty sure, is that a light on there? Yeah, it does. Look, it has like a little auxiliary light there, so it tells you whether the battery's charged or not. So it must blink when it starts to get weak at different intervals, or maybe it changes colors. What if I hold down that button? Hold down the top button. No, it doesn't really do anything. But if I keep clicking, it just reduces the lumens. So you got, turns it off. So high, medium, low, and even low, that 10 lumens is pretty bright. And get you around the house at night. Switch it off. What's this bottom button? Oh, that's the strobe. Now this is pretty cool. Imagine you're walking around and maybe you need to use that strobe for whatever reason. Even a self-defense kind of thing. You can just press that little button there and at one step strobe. That thing is bright as anything. That's 700 lumens. And I can see why they only have the 700 lumen output on the strobe mode, because it's not going to last very long if you've got 700 lumens in such a small body. But the fact that the head of this flashlight is made out of aluminium really does help to dissipate a lot of that heat. Okay, look at that. Oh, Jesus. That is really bright. I think that's the UV light. Press and hold the bottom button again. Okay, so that's the UV light, and then that's the red light there. Just be careful not to look at it. Red light, and what's that? That's like just the blue and red flashy lights. Really, it's difficult to see here on the camera, but this is really bright. I'm shocked at the... I mean, for such a little thing like that, I just wouldn't expect it. The LEDs you find on... Oh, that's also just being careful now. I'm going to turn this thing off. You just press and hold it to turn it off. But the first light that comes up is the UV light. So you really want to be careful that you're not looking directly in it. And you've got the red light, flashy mode, and then back to the UV, and then you press and hold and you turn off. You can turn off that light. I think having that press and hold function is a good idea. So anyway, I think I've got a bit carried away with it. I'm going to be doing some tests with it. I'll do some beam shot tests to see how it performs under a few different scenarios in the dark. I'm going to be doing some lux tests as well to see what the throw distance is. Just measure the throw distance again. And also some color beam, just test the color of the beam, the tint, and the color rendering index as well. So use this flashlight for a week, and I'll let you know what my final thoughts are and verdict. The Nextorch K40, and I'll just activate it on the 300 lumen mode. And decent little walking light. And compared to a proper EDC, you're not going to be able to match that, but it's sufficiently bright to see ahead. So two other modes. Hit that button again and you get that medium mode, and then the low mode here, you can barely see that. I think that's about 10 lumens out here. But yeah, that highest mode, as you can see there. Just go for a walk. Right, so I'm just going to demonstrate the little auxiliary modes now. So if you press and hold the bottom button, you'll get this. This is the UV light. It's really probably too bright to see. You get the red one, okay, and you press it again. You get this sort of flashing red and blue sort of alert beacon, as you can see here. Very bright for such a little thing. Especially in the night like this, it's kind of blinding. And then back to the modes again. So you press and hold to turn it off. Nextorch K40. Welcome back to the video. So I want to talk a bit about my final thoughts after using this Keychain light for a week. In case you're looking to get something like this, it's going to help you to decide what's best for you. So some of my thoughts, I think this light is bright for its size. It's such a little thing, and it's got a Tir lens on the front, which helps to increase the throw. It's a budget-friendly light. And the cool thing is that it has some unique features that you don't usually see in a Keychain light. I do like the pocket clip as well, this rigid pocket clip. It's handy if you want to carry it around without the keychain. I just have the keychain on there. I don't think I'm going to actually use that pocket clip that much. I've attached this to my keys, but yeah, it's good to know that you can put it in a shirt pocket or maybe in your pants pocket as well if you need to. So in terms of the LED, I'm really not sure what it is. It's kind of difficult to see under the camera, even with the naked eye, but it looks around the same size as a Nichia 5198. It's not a Nichia 5198 though. It's got two bond wires that I can see in there, capable of 300 lumens on high, 700 on strobe. So I know that, at least we know that the light is capable of 700 plus lumens, but Nextorch have ramped this one down, decreased the current flow, because in such a small body, you don't want to be passing too much current there. It's just going to ruin the LED. It's also good to see that the K40 has an aluminium bezel, so this really helps to dissipate the heat from the flashlight when the LED's on. And you've also got a nice Tir lens which produces a smooth sort of beam with some decent throw to it as well. So let's go through some of the UI, and I'm just going to demonstrate for you. So if you press that top button, go straight into high mode. It always starts on the highest mode, and then you click again, click, and then you click again, it goes to medium, and then it goes to low, and then it switches off. So high, medium, low, off. Okay, now if you press this bottom button once, what happens is that you get that 700 lumen strobe, and believe me, this thing is bright. If it's pointed straight at you, and especially if you're in a really dark area, this can be quite disorientating for someone. So it's something that I really appreciate in a flashlight, because I also consider them to be a self-defense device that you can carry around with you. I just think it's a good thing to have. Nextorch like using this one-step strobe technology and design in a lot of their flashlights. It's good to see that they're even using it in a little keychain light like this. When you switch on the flashlight, you'll see that it actually turns blue, this little indicator under there. That's the battery indicator. Okay, and what that shows that it's actually on 100%. At the moment, we're at 75 to 100%. Once the battery drops below 75%, it will start to flash blue. Okay, at 50%, it turns red, and then at 25% below, it flashes red. So it's really good to see a little indicator like that. I didn't expect that to be a function on a little keychain light like this, but if you're using this as an EDC or something that you carry around with you, I think it's quite important to know what the charge level of this thing is, because you're going to be carrying this on you all the time, probably going to forget to charge it. So a little indication like that was a really good idea from Nextorch. Let's go through these aux modes. So I'm going to point this away from me because it's really quite bright, but you can access this middle LED. These are the three little LEDs at the back here, and there's a UV LED which you just press and hold that button, the bottom button. That's the UV. Click again, and then you've got the red. Okay, and then you click again, and you've got this flashy red and blue option here. And I think this is really useful if you want to attract attention. Maybe your car is broken down, or maybe you're stranded somewhere. Just having something like this is so useful, and you'd be amazed just how bright this is. I mean, it doesn't really look so bright under the camera, but it's, I mean, I can't even really look at it. I think they use these same, well, they must use these same LEDs or something like that in their P84 as well. Okay, and then goes back to that UV mode. So turn that off. And the UV mode might be useful to you if you are identifying minerals, if you're identifying fluids. You can use it to identify counterfeit currency, documents, that kind of thing. If you're working in security, you don't want to carry around something large with you. So I think, quite a few, so definitely quite a few little functions in terms of the UI. And another thing that you can do is you can activate the light. So say I've got it on, on a mode here just turned on. I can then actually press and hold this button, the bottom button, and I can access the auxiliary light as well. So for example, I might want to have it on this alert mode, this flashy alert mode, okay, pointing upwards towards the sky, but I'm just using the flashlight in front of me like that. I mean, how cool is that? Let me turn this off now. You just press and hold to turn it off, the aux lights. And then this is something you can do as well. Just, if you're in any mode, say like this mode, and then you want to activate the strobe, just press the button, and then it strobes. So you can be on the low mode, and then bang, look at that. It's full on. I can even sort of feel the heat coming off that light, even at 700 lumens, and it's strobing. So let's talk a little bit about the performance. I've done a few different measurements on this flashlight. I'm going to start off first with the ceiling bounce test. And one thing that you will notice is that it actually holds its brightness. So I'll switch this on the full brightness mode, which is that mode. And it actually holds its brightness for over a minute. So even under the FL1 standards, this light still manages to hold its full lumen output. It does drop slightly when you turn the flashlight on, but just before the 1 minute mark, you'll see a sharp decline and it drops to just over 20% of its output. And when you feel the head, it's actually quite hot. And a light like this, you really can't sustain large output, but I think it's really impressive that you still have access to such a high level of output in a small body where you need it. Looking over at the throw tests, I tested this out in my Opal Lightmaster Pro, and I actually got 93 meters on switch on, and it kind of just dropped a little bit to 80 something meters afterwards. But this is above the official specs, and Nextorch on the box actually states 78 meters. This is a classic Nextorch thing. They always understate the throw, and so you're pleasantly surprised when you test it. And I think that's pretty good for a little thing like that. I really wouldn't anticipate this thing throwing more than 10-20 meters. Have a look at some of my, I've got a little maglite, tiny little maglite from years back, and yeah, it's like a candle, and this thing is smaller than it, and it's producing almost 10-20 times the amount of light. Going through the color rendering index, I measured 73.1. So nothing special there. CCT 6424, so that's a cool white. In terms of runtimes, you get 1 hour runtime on high, and you get 9 hours runtime on low. So there's a bunch of considerations you might want to be aware of if you're going to purchase this light. It starts on 300 lumens, which is definitely pretty high for close-up usage, but you can click through quickly to the lower modes. I do prefer a UI that starts on high for lights that I bring outdoors, any EDC sort of light, even something like this, a keychain light, because just in case you need to activate it quickly on full blast, I have that available. But it would have been nice to have like a really ultra low candle mode, press and hold down a button or something like that to access some kind of candle mode. Another thing is it has a polycarbonate body, as I'm sure you are aware of by now. It looks cool. You can see the inner components, and it's extremely light, but an aluminium shell would definitely be more durable and a better heatsink. It's a trade-off, but something to keep in mind. There's also a built-in battery. So that's the battery back there, kind of in this stripy sort of packaging. And so I don't think this thing is replaceable. Nextorch don't really have a replacement option for it. I think you might probably be able to find something like that off the net, but again, you have to figure out how to open up this light. But for the price, and it is the standard for lights of this sort of category as well. At the end of the day, when you're buying a light at a lower price range, this is something that I think is quite acceptable. It's also standard for all these keychain lights because the bodies are just so small. There's no easily available consumer battery that you can fit in there. Overall, the Nextorch K40 is a great value EDC and keychain light that also has some nice survival and emergency self-defense safety sort of strobe features. I think that seals the deal for me in a keychain flashlight. It's something you don't expect, provides you that extra value on top of, you know, just being a little keychain light that you press one button, turns on, turns off. That's about it. The best light is the one that you have on you, but with something like this attached to your keys, you'll barely notice it, and you'll also be prepared for a variety of situations. So if you're interested in checking out this little keychain light, go into the description of the video. I put the link there to the Nextorch website where you can find out more information and purchase from them directly. If you enjoyed the video, let me know. And if you have any questions, let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you're enjoying my videos, if you like this one, do me a favor and click the like button. It helps my videos get out to more people. And if you want to see me make more high quality content, let me know by subscribing to my channel. Thank you.